we've been delivering to these ladies these salads, same order, 6 times. So then we start looking through, and they've been ordering like every other day, $50, $60 order, using a different card, a different name, different email address, but delivering to the same place, ordering online. What we got going on here? Let's still see it a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go right there. What's going on, Pizza King podcast listeners? It's your host Tyrell Reed, back again, back on the mic. Excited to be back. Been going way too long dealing with hurricanes and back-to-back hurricanes, and getting the store back open after both of those storms has been obviously just one of those just one of those challenges. Like, you just hate that you had to go through it, but you also have some sort of appreciation because you know what everybody's going through. And I'm just happy to be able to sit here and get back on this mic and kick it with all my pizza family, all my pizza folks. So um yeah, so just excited to be back. We got a couple of things to go through on the show today. Obviously, I'm gonna catch you up on what's been going on, or what happened with the storms, both here at the house and at the stores. Man, just had a lot of love from some of my pizza friends and the community, just looking out for us, and just helping us out through that. A lot of folks reached out. Really appreciate all of that. Everybody that hit me up, um, either through text or through DM, or even people that left messages and comments, just saying that they had us in the prayers, and they were thinking about us and wishing us well, and hoping that we stay safe. I just appreciate all of that love, because it doesn't go unnoticed. And like I said, like I always say, the pizza community is one of the dopest communities, because obviously everybody sticks together, and there was so much love that got poured out for me and for my family. So sending that love right back. I appreciate everybody. And yeah, we're good. And we're good. We made it through that thing. uh I got a new segment this week. New segment as a honor to my landlord brothers, Bruce and Jay. We used to have a segment on our other pod on That's on Everything, which we need to get back to That's on Everything podcast. That was so fun doing that with the homies. And but we used to do a little segment called Landlord Chronicles, where they would just tell us all of the, some of, not all of them, but some of the horror stories when it comes to being a landlord, and working through whatever is going on with tenants. So we're gonna start Restaurant Chronicles, because as y'all know, y'all all run, you run your shops, or your trucks, or your pop-ups or whatever, but you deal with customers, you deal with staff. You know that there's always going to be a challenge in this thing. So in honor of that, we're going to start Restaurant Chronicles. I don't have pizza of the week, but obviously, if you've been following, I'm still heavy on posting the pizza game, posting the pizzas, really trying to grow that store page. Hey, shout out to Louis from South Bay, by the way, because he's been man, he been helping me out big time with just trying to get my content right, making sure my edits look good, help me work through some lighting, some just giving me some real basic tips on how he was able to grow his page and his following, and what that means for his business. So he's been passing that love on to me. So Louis, my bro, appreciate you for sure. You already know we text. So just love on looking out for your boy with that, because it's just appreciated. We all want to grow. We all want to have great businesses, and make sure that all this work that we're putting in isn't you know for nothing, right? So shout out to him for that. We've been going hard on the pizza, in the pizza shop operators chat on Instagram, and we have the chat on Facebook too, but the Instagram chat is definitely a whole lot more active. But if you're an operator, you're an owner, it's an owners only chat and group, private group, and you want to get in, just hit me up, send me a message, and we'll get you an invite over to that group. Shout out to Bruce from Smart Pizza Marketing and Slice for putting that together for us, just to have that forum to bounce ideas, bounce best practices, and just talk about some of the challenges that we all go through. I mean, it's everything in that chat, from dough talk to suppliers, to prices that we're people are paying for cheese. We talk through content. They talk through a lot. It's a lot to take in. So I get on there, and I'm notorious for spending a lot of time away from social. So when I come back to it, I got all these messages, and you're in that chat and you're scrolling because it's active, right? That chat active, and you in there, and you gotta scroll up, and you go and scroll because you don't want to miss anything, because there could have been something that can help your business, that happened yesterday, but it's 100 messages deep. So you take the time, scroll, get in there, and catch up on what's going on, because there could be some jewels in there, and there's so much advice. I mean, team building, management tips, leaderships. There was someone talking about having an issue with someone that was regarded as not replaceable in that restaurant, and how they deal with that. So man, there's just so many nice, deep conversations going on in that chat. I would advise any owner, any operator, if you're out there and you're looking for a community to be a part of, jump on that. Jump on that for sure. So yeah, you can send me a message. I'll send you an invite. Or if you, I'm sure if you, anybody that is even close to listening to me or any of this stuff. So if you listen to me, I know you already follow and you already listen to Bruce. So but you can hit up Bruce and get the invite to that too. So yeah, join the chat because the chat is jumping. Join the chat. We oh, let me get my notes. Let me get my notes. Oh, so my first note. Well, actually, before I get to it, but I'll tell you what it says. The first note. Well, here's what we're gonna talk through today. Back-to-back hurricanes. Just what it was like going through that, and what the recovery was like, and how long it took us to get back open. We got Pizza Tomorrow Summit coming up in Orlando, November 6th and 7th, as part of the Florida Restaurant Show. Looking forward to seeing anybody there. Obviously, I'm here in Florida, so I'm in the building. I'll be doing a segment on leadership development, soft skills development. So if you have time and you're in Orlando or in the area, come check it out. And if you please come say what's up to me, so we can chat about what you're doing. And then I got a new segment, and for Restaurant Chronicles, and all I wrote on there was scamming ass scammers, scamming ass scammers. They are relentless. So I can't wait to tell you the story about how how these folks got us for about $300. Scamming ass scammers. But you know, like I said earlier, going through the hurricanes, and if you don't know, I'm here in the Tampa, Florida area, and we have been impacted by two hurricanes in the last couple of weeks. Hurricane Helene, which came through, hit the Panhandle, but really did some damage with those outer bands here in the Tampa Bay area, knocking out power. A lot of trees down, a lot of debris, huge amount of storm surge and flooding. Um, that was crazy. I mean, just seeing that one, that was like one of those horrific scenes that you see on TV, and you're just not used to it happening where you are and where you live. So many people that I know lost all of their shit. I'm talking, the flood came through South Tampa with a vengeance. St. Pete, Clearwater, the barrier islands, all got just totally devastated with flood water. And as we're still in recovery mode from that, the word comes that there's another storm on the way. So everybody gets into right back into prep mode, from recovery mode into prep mode. And that was a lot for this community, man. Prayers to all of our folks down there. I talked to guys from South Tampa, and I was, went down to, just to go check on Bob and check on the store. He took on a lot of flood water. in West Shore One. And, as I'm down there, he's, getting the new equipment brought in, trying to help these guys get the old equipment out because so many things got flooded. He took 1.5 feet, 2 feet of water in the restaurant. I mean, that was like up halfway through the bottom deck of the oven. Pizza tables gone, freezers gone. All of that stuff just in an instant. They were in the store. They said they were in the store till 9:30, and by 11 o'clock. Can you go somewhere? Thank you. Just be quiet. This dog loves moving around once I get recorded. So, like I said, they were in the store till 9:30, and by 11 o'clock, everything was the water had risen up over the curb through the parking lot, starting to come into the restaurant within an hour and a half. So, thankfully they were able to get out and nobody was hurt in the process or trapped in the process. However, it's devastating. And when I tell you, when I saw the pictures and when I saw the video the next day, it's crazy to see your stuff floating like it's about to go down a river somewhere. Stuff that is supposed to be stationary being moved around. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's sobering to see that. But then it's like, and then you drive and you're in that part of town, and I'll have to show. I got some video. I'll show after as I edit this, I have to include it. But I'll show some of the video of me just riding around down there, and it's like imagine riding down the street and it looks like every person on that street just got evicted and had to put all their shit out on the road because that's what it was. All of their belongings, all of their possessions, everything out on the street, and you are in restart, rebuild, back to ground zero mode. It was wild. It was wild. It was crazy to see that devastation. And of course, not of course, but in where I live, we didn't get impact like that. So we kind of woke up the next day. We lost power at the store for that storm. JR and I were there. Couldn't get any staff to come in. It was starting to get pretty windy. So, and deciding to err on the side of caution, we shut the store down about 4 o'clock. The storm was supposed to come through at 9, 10 that night, but it was starting to get a little bit on the bad side with the weather. So we shut it down, and within an hour of shutting it down, we lost power in at the store. And thankfully, we got through all of our customers, we got it all done, but we lost power. Power was off for a couple of hours there, and we get up the next morning and we start to figure out what's going on, where's the damage, what we need to take care of. And we're looking at it like it was pretty tame. I never lost power at the house, which never happens. I always lose power here at my house during the storm. Never lost power. JR didn't lose power at his house. Like, man, that storm was kind of weak as far as storms go. And this was the one that hit in the panhandle. So it was a good ways away from us. So we're thinking that it was nothing. But then the news starts to come in and you see all the flood and you see all of the water that came in from the bay and around the bay and around the Gulf, and how much devastation it caused. Shout out to my boy George, who has people over in Pinellas County. George is from Good Days Pizza down in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, but he's from over here, and he's got folks. He sent me video of the place he grew up in, his parents' house. Totally, totally devastated. So and George, if you hear this, first of all, we got to get back on here. We recorded one, but we're not gonna air that one, but we need to record again. But also, man, just know family obviously still in our prayers and in our thoughts, and I know that the recovery effort goes on, and I hope that you get everything that you need. And if obviously, if you need something from me, hit me up, bro. So seeing that was crazy because it's so close. It becomes something that's so close to home. Then it becomes real. But then it's like, all right, then there's another storm coming, and we got to get ready. and this one's big, and they're and all of the news is telling this is crazy. It should be a category 6. And when you're in Florida, you're used to the storms are coming. It's storm season. We always get these, and we're always ready to deal with whatever's going to happen. Usually, it's just losing power. So you prepare to be without power for however many days or weeks it's going to be. Water, food, charcoal, propane, all that good shit. But somehow this storm was like scaring everybody. So many people were reaching out to me like, "Hey, you leaving? You gonna evacuate?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not in the evacuation zone, so I'm not going anywhere. We're safe. Safest place for us to be is at home." Because, and I'll tell you this, to all the folks that are like, y'all should get out of there, go north. I think there is a point, where you got to make that decision. But if you can't decide too late, because when I tell you I-75 became a park, like once you're like a day or two before the storm and there's so many people evacuating and there's mandatory evacuations, you can't even drive on that. They actually open up the other side of the highway so all the traffic can go north. There's no southbound traffic on 75. Everybody's going north trying to get away. I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that. So I feel safer here at my house where I'm prepared. I got all of my stuff. I got my family, and trust me, I'm not gonna put the kids in harm's way. But a lot of people were reaching out because this one was scary and there was a lot of news around it. So we're leading up to the storm, and normally we don't get in panic mode, but Alan, who is my source for news and things like that, even I could see that even he was starting to get, hey man, this one's getting pretty serious. I think I'm gonna board the house up. All right, well, I bought the drill, got the plywood, boarded up my stuff yesterday. I think, and he told Jay, I think y'all should really think about, boarding up and doing that too. So we're like, all right, well, we can get plywood, then, we'll figure out a way to do it and we'll board up the store. And so we found a place in Plant City, drove out. I got like a bunch of plywood in the back of my Tahoe, hanging out, driving through town. And at that point, no, it was so hard to find supplies and plywood, things like that. At that point, it wasn't looking good. There was lines everywhere, Lowe's, Home Depot, people waiting on supplies, people you know posting on the Ring app. There's gonna be a plywood truck coming to Lowe's and at 4 o'clock and stuff like all this stuff that nobody could even really know um what's starting to happen. And we got end up getting a tip on the place to get some plywood. They were like, we close in 40 minutes, so you got to get here, and it's like 30 minutes from where we are. So haul ass over there, fill up with plywood, get enough for the store, my house, JR's house, and his mother-in-law's house. So we get this, we get all the wood, we load it up, we start boarding up all of our stuff. Shout out to Alan for being an MVP. He had the tools, he helped us out. He went through it so that it was gonna be a whole lot easier for all of us. So we boarded up the house. First time I ever boarded up my house. First time we've ever boarded up the store. Um, so we were, at that point taking it serious. And storm comes through. It was a big dog. I think it made landfall like like category 4 or whatever. But the eye came right over us, right through us. And when I tell you, coming out in the morning, we lost power. As the eye started to pass over our area, we lost power as usual. But you come out in the morning and you see, oh, it wasn't that bad. I had some fence pickets down, and one of my palms in the front got beat up pretty bad. But overall, my neighborhood wasn't terrible. But then you try to get out to the road, and we were pinned. Oak trees down all over here. Can't get out, can't get through the road, can't get out on this end, can't get out over there. You're stuck in until somebody either moves a tree or cuts it up and gets it going. There's power lines down everywhere. You can see that this one is going to be it's going to be something. And when we're finally able to get out and move around, power's out at the store. You never know how long it's going to be. You give it a day. We got our stuff sealed up pretty good in freezers, and thankfully we keep our freezers in the cooler. So we kind of have that double wall of protection. But we had everything stored and stuffed in our freezers and into the coolers. So that you got a couple of days. before you have to start figuring that stuff out. Day one goes, no power, nothing. Day two, JR and I are like, man, we gotta figure it out. Now, meanwhile, the really gotta say the real MVP for us was Chris and Andy at the West Shore Pizza in Valrico. And and I think I told you before on the show, go make you some friends and pizza, go make you some pizza friends and some restaurant friends. Thank God we had those restaurant friends because they saved us. They had power, they had power the next day. They got it back on pretty quickly. I don't, I say it's because they're right next to the hospital, so they're obviously on the same grid as Baycare Health Hub. So that, good on them for being somewhere where they're gonna make sure they get back up pretty quickly. So they had power and they were able to able to clear some space for us to move all of our stuff over. We loaded up the truck. We took a freezer over there. Loaded up the truck, took everything over to their store, so we were able to save the bulk of our food. Now we had to throw, obviously we threw a lot of stuff away, but we were able to save the bulk of our food thanks to those guys. And there's no way to repay them for what they saved us. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of food. So just know that pizza's on me if you ever want one, but they make the same pizza I make, so I doubt they want it. But they saved us, so we were able to move our food, and then we're starting to. Then it's the waiting game. Like when will we have power so that we can get back open? And if you've seen the news, it was it was it was a challenge. There was millions of people without power here in Florida. It took us a 4 or 5 days to get our power back. Um, it took a little bit longer here at my house, but that was fine. We kind of camped out a little bit and cooked outside. I can't wait to show y'all. Now that we're through this, I can't wait to show y'all my ass trying to make pizza on the fire pit outside. Total crime scene. Total crime scene. I can't wait to post that. It was all bad. So, but just trying to make the best out of it. Having running USB lights, ring lights, the stuff that I use for this, to have light in the evening and candles and um, really just in that waited out mode while they try to bring people back up, bring people back online. I tell you though, the most entertaining part of all of this is as folks are waiting, you're getting communication and you don't have like power or internet or anything like that. So I didn't get to see, I didn't know what was going on anywhere else. I was, super hyper focused on, taking care of our situation. So you don't know how bad it is anywhere else. You don't see the damage, and there's no cell service. So people are, just checking in like, man, it looks bad. Y'all all right? And we're obviously I'm, trying to communicate with folks as best I can. Yeah, we're good. We're safe. We just need power. I didn't realize how bad it was in other places until well after the storm and getting power and internet back so that we can kind of see what was really happening out there. But it was devastating, and to see all the tornadoes that happened. And I mean, this was devastation all the way across the state. One of the worst storms I've seen, probably the worst storm I've seen since I live here. But what was entertaining was all of the false and misinformation being distributed on the Ring app and the Nextdoor app. I mean, it was just comedy at one point. Like people were scrambling, looking for gas and looking for food, and anywhere that's open. And when it's like post apocalypse and after a hurricane when half of the place, most folks have no power, and whatever it does, they get open, and people swarm. Like you pull in a parking lot, thinking something's open, and another car sees you, then they pull in, and another car sees them, and they pull in, and next thing you know, there's 20 cars pulling up to a Dollar General because they saw a light on in there. It's wild. So there was a lot of information being put out on the Ring app, and I felt like just breaking my phone because it was like it was going off nonstop, nonstop. Oh, Culver's is open over there, or this store there's gas at the 7-Eleven on 60 in Mount Carmel, and it's like, and then hardly ever true, hardly ever true. I think people were just trolling people on the apps, just causing frenzy over stuff that just wasn't even true. Like I would say 80 to 90% of the stuff that was getting put out on the Ring app was all bullshit. It was all bullshit because none like it just was it was terrible. But then there's like all the people who are asking questions like where's their gas? Where can I find plywood? Anyone know where to like little stuff? Where can I find a pizza place to deliver to me right now? Foolishness. Foolishness. It was like it first it was entertaining, then it was annoying, then it was upsetting. Because like who has time to toy with people when we're all just trying to survive out here. Not survive. I think that saying survive is dramatic, but we're all just trying to make the best out of a terrible situation. That shit was driving me crazy. It was pissing me off. But we got through it. So, once we got power back, we're able to move our stuff back, get some prep going and get open for Monday, which was exciting because we're just ready. Like, the people in our community took, a little bit longer to get power than everybody else. So there were still a lot of folks around the store that didn't have power. And it's a, very rural area and, a lot of old trees, older houses, a lot of damage. And it still looks bad. And here we are a week and a half later and it still looks really bad. So they were like dying for anything that felt like normal. So when we got back open, our customers, they showed us so much love and they were just happy to see us. And we were just happy to see them and do something that wasn't, you know, it's nothing. That's what you do when there's you got no phone, no internet, and the kids are streaming. I can't wait to see what my data roaming is gonna look like because the kids are just streaming their shows all day. Playing outside. We're trying to cook and find food, go out and find food in the morning so we have dinner to make, on the fire outside. And I got to love my back porch a lot more, but I was ready to work, like ready to get back to slinging some pies. And we got back to it and thank God that it wasn't longer than it was because, there's still some places that are underwater without power, without access. And you drive around and you still see it. So prayers to all of those folks. And I'm hoping for a quiet end of season. And I did learn a few lessons on preparedness in all of this. So, we were ready. We were as ready as we could be, but we'll be even more ready for next storm season. That's for sure. But also, what I wanted to get to in the Restaurant Chronicles was, even so, happy to see all of our people back and our customers. But there's always, two sides of the coin. And actually, before I get to that, well, it don't matter. I'll tell y'all another week about the damage that we took at the store. Honestly, the damage we took at the store doesn't even matter at this point. But just to let you, the first storm knocked out an AC unit, like the power surge blew up the blower motor for our air handler. So working on that, got the part. By the time we got the part, other storm was on the way. So we told them just wait, we'll do it after the storm. And the second storm knocked out uh, a wire, some burned up a wires. The power surge burned up a wire to the walk-in cooler. So we're down to AC, down a walk-in cooler. But and as he's fixing that, he knocked out one of the ceiling lights. So no light, no cooler, no AC. One of the ACs, but that don't matter. We got through it, and all is well now. Everything works, and we are back in business. But it sucked to have to go through that. But anyways, on to the Restaurant Chronicles. So happy to see our customers back, and you always hope that you're gonna pick up some new business because you get to see some new faces. I met a lot of people that were, hey, yeah, my regular place still doesn't have power, so I saw y'all were open, and I just wanted to try you out. All that. It's a lot of new faces, but there's always some bad with the good, and we got scammed by some scamming ass scammers hitting us with, on the delivery. So we started getting deliveries. We started doing delivery again after a couple of days. The roads cleared up. We can deliver. You can get gas. So we start delivering. And we get an order. I actually took the first one to it was like a little doctor's office or some kind of health place and took the order in, 3 salads. There's some girls in there. So we drop it off. I had my son with me. So we dropped that delivery off. And the next day we got an order from the same place. Like, oh damn, I guess they liked it. They hit us up. They called us back. like $50 order. They like customize the hell out of these salads, like 50, $60 order. Um, so they order, and then they order, a couple more times over the last week, 6 times in the last week and a half, which I guess that's how you know, right? But I get a call the other day. I had stopped by the store and I answered the phone, and the guy's like, "Hey, y'all just charged my card $60, and I don't even know what this is. I didn't order no pizza. I'm not. I actually live in Colorado. I'm not even in Florida." I'm like, huh? What do you mean? I'm like, oh no, I saw. Yeah, we just took. I see the total. We took the delivery over to you to Mrs. Whatever, and it was like the same last name as him, Mrs. Jones or whatever. He was like, well, there ain't no Mrs. Jones, and I'm not in Florida. That's a scam because my card is with me, and I didn't order no food. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn. Well, y'all, you've been ordering like a lot from from over there. He goes, well, this is the only charge on my card. But I'm like, oh shit. Well, we've been delivering to these ladies these salads, same order, 6 times. So then start looking through, and they've been ordering like every other day, 50, $60 order, using a different card, a different name, different email address, but delivering to the same place, ordering online. So dumb. Like, what? First of all, what's wrong with people? Are you that stupid? That you gonna order delivery to your job using a stolen credit card? So what we find is that they hit us, and we had flagged the address, but under a different name and email address, so it never came up when they were ordering again because we had a chargeback from them back, 4 or 5 months ago. We caught it, flagged the address, but it didn't catch it because they used new info, or we flagged the account that did it the first time, but they were using new accounts, fake email addresses, new names. And after we got through finding all of them, it's about $300 that they just stole from, not just from us, that they stole from whoever's cards they're using and stealing from. Like, all right, whatever. So then we just like, we called a company, like, you got people in your company that are scamming, and we need to figure it out because we dropped off $300 worth of food. We're going to get all these chargebacks. We got people calling us saying their cars are being charged, and meanwhile your employees are over there having a great time. And obviously it's not just one person because they're buying like 3, 4 salads at a time. Like, what y'all feed in the office on some stolen shit, dumbasses? Let me stop. But anyway, like, whatever. So they're gonna start their investigation to make sure they're not stealing like patient card. Like, so you about to potentially lose your job and get in even more trouble because you stole credit card information to order lunch and to get delivery at that. Like, we know where you are and where you work, and it took everything in me not to just go over there. But we're gonna let it play out how it plays out. We'll do take whatever recourse we need to take. But like, come on, people. Like, first of all, why you scamming? You at work, you getting money. Why you scamming? And then why you taking advantage of local businesses and of people that are in your community? Whether you took cars from somebody around here, well, obviously not in the community. You took cars from some dude in Colorado. I don't even know about how that happened. But like, you scamming on both sides. You stealing cars and then you ordering stuff and taking that. Like, it's the tough part of this business, knowing that there are some people that are out here to take advantage of you. Now, it doesn't change the way we interact with other people, and we call that guy back and avoided the charge, took care of all that. But it's just unfortunate that these are the things that we have to protect ourselves from in this business, because we just want to provide good service, good food, at a fair price to the people in our community. And while I appreciate them loving our food so much that they're willing to steal somebody else's shit to order from us, that's not the kind of business I want. They ain't the kind of customers I want, not the kind of business I want to do, and not the kind of things that I want to spend my time taking care of. So to you scamming ass scammers, yeah, we see you. We see you. But that's all I got today. Pizza King podcast. We good to be back, man. It feels good to be back. Love to get some guests on. Hit me up. Schedule some time. Come get on the podcast. Let's talk about your pizza business. Come see me at Florida Restaurant Show at November 6th and 7th. I'll be working a booth and I'll be speaking. So come check me out. Come check out all of the things going on in the restaurant business, from equipment to vendors, suppliers, new technology, all those different things. It's gonna be a great show. As always, we were out in California for the show. That was a great one. Florida's even bigger. Gonna be a great show. So love to see you all out there. Don't forget to hit me up, leave some feedback and a review for the show, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oh, and Bag Genie, get that Bag Genie.